There is just 5 games left to play of the season, and we need 2 points from 5 games to be crowned champions. Not get promoted, champions of the championship. Stoke and Fulham, I don't really know what happened to them. Forest, Blackburn and Palace now have a chance to actually finish in the automatic promotion spots as well, which is something I imagine they didn't really expect to be a possibility. I guess even Millwall can probably get there, but really all I care about, we need to pick up 1 victory. How we've got there is we've gone another month undefeated. We're just really good. Honestly, we're just really good at the moment. I think our team is probably a little bit too good for the current league situation, which means when we get to the Premier League, because it's going to happen, we are probably going to get relegated. We're going to be up against Wayne Rooney's Preston in front of a home crowd, which surely has to be a sellout. And yeah, I guess we just get on with it. Wait. Yes, you are looking at a 39-year-old David Alaba who is currently playing for Dover. He's not registered. He's on £200 a week. I just wanted to bring him in because I thought experience. He can help train some of the youngsters, maybe. Yeah, he's got another year on his contract as well. Maybe next season we register him in the Premier League. Probably something a bit stupid. I am also looking to try and bring him in as maybe a coach. Not that he's good as a coach, but, you know, it might be helpful. The starting lineup then for, hopefully, the final game we're going to see on camera for the season, because if we win, we're going up as champions. It will be Pedisic in goal, Barton, McGuinness, Charia and Uriah in defence. Yes, Uriah is not a left-back. We don't have any fit and available left-backs. We could have played David Alaba, but apparently we can't register him because we've registered 25 players already. Onsmich and Finnegan will be the central midfielders. Ihatran, Laird, Santalan and Rory Allen will be our strikers. Rory Allen is scoring goals for fun. Dean Laird has been scoring goals for fun. Ihatran's been getting assists for fun. This is a good and enjoyable team to watch, I think. So not only could we get promoted, we could go up as champions, and we will do it in front of our home fans. Stoke and Fulham are also playing each other. So if that one ends as a draw, we're going up. Nobody's beating our goal difference. We've scored 105 league goals so far this season. Second place, I think we've got 80, something like that. We've scored ridiculous amounts of goals. We just need to really... I mean, we could go up without even doing anything. We could lose every single game of the season, and if Stoke and Fulham is a draw, it's not going to matter. We've got ourselves a free kick in a good position. Barton takes it, curling effort, in off the post. Adrian Barton, the Everton loanee, makes it 1-0 and potentially wins us the title. Start carving the name on, guys. Realistically, they probably would have already done that. No, they wouldn't. What am I talking about? They'd probably have it in the stadium, just in case we win, so they can bring it out after the match. Chidera for Preston. Innes across to a confusing name. Malumbi tries to pass it through our very, very good Paraguayan central defender who's playing as left-back. Santalan flicks the head on. Doesn't manage to find Allen. And it's gone all the way back to the Preston goalkeeper. Barton gets it forward, though. Preston passing it around, trying to find their way through. Long ball towards the corner flag. Okay, Pedisic is going to eventually get there. This is the concern. That's a kick upfield. Doesn't get it over their defence. And once again, Preston can come forward with the ball. Dean Laird nicks it. Good. It's a long highlight. Something's going to happen. Uriah to Laird, to Finnegan, to Allen. Allen to Laird. He's got 2 players on him. Doesn't matter. He can break his way through. Finds Rory Allen. Takes a couple of touches. Tucks the ball away. We're done. We are getting promoted. 5 years in the Championship and we're getting promoted. I did that entire bit of commentary with a beard hair in my mouth. I can now get rid of that. Good. I guess one thing we could try and do, I say try as if we're not going to, we could break the 100 points barrier. It is definitely a possibility. In fact, we can get, what's that? We've got 4 games left to play after this. Assuming we win this game, we'll be on 96. We can get another 12 points, which will be 108 points in a season. Surely that's a record. Things are going well. You're capable of better. I think McGuinness is suspended for the next game. It doesn't matter. What am I talking about? We're winning the league. It's a whipped cross from Preston. It's easily saved by Pedisic. 47 minutes on the clock. Preston are definitely coming back into this. Mark McGuinness as well picked up some form of knock. Kuasau goes for a curling effort and Pedisic, with a decent enough save, concedes the corner, which we are going to see, and hopefully we just get it. Hopefully we get it clear. There we go. That was worrying. Elsewhere, Stoke and Fulham still 0-0. Right, substitution time. We're going to put McGuinness off the pitch, actually. I don't know why I worded it like that. We're going to bring on Vittorio Colombo, who isn't a left-back, but, you know, he's good enough, hopefully. You're right, obviously moves into the middle. Do we do Robbie Finnegan? Robbie Finnegan for Paulie Searle? Sure, we'll do that as well. And, you know what? Kobzev can come on as well. We've done all of our subs. We've done all of our subs after 62 minutes. It doesn't matter. We're winning the league, and Les Preston can come back and score a couple of goals. Innes has the ball, tries to cross it, can't manage it. Hatteran, first time we've seen him all game. It's not a very good clearance, to be honest. He's just smashed it up the field, doesn't find anybody, but Rory Allen is awake and alert enough to steal that ball away, and he should have got his second of the game. It should be 3-0. Final 20 minutes, final 15 minutes. Stoke and Fulham is still a draw. It is still a draw. I assume it's still 0-0. Kobzev finds Paulie Searle, whips the cross in towards Allen at the back. It's gone over most players. Allen is going to keep it alive towards Barton, who's been flattened. Osmich takes a few touches. He's hit the defender. I thought that was just going to go sailing into the top corner. Colombo on the left now. The makeshift fullback. Paulie Searle back to Colombo. Back to Searle. In the middle is Osmich. Where are we going to go? We're going the wrong way, guys. Romain Charrier to Kobzev. Have I mentioned that Charrier's joining for another season? Kobzev goes for a dink. Oh, Kobzev. Could you imagine if he scored that? It's fallen to Barton. The highlight's carrying on, but I feel like that Kobzev chance hitting the bar might have been the main event, or maybe not. Santaland's put it in. Santaland is offside. We have less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes to hold on. I'm realistically less than 10 minutes to not concede 3, and we're champions. We are going to be champions of the championship. Paulie Searle, facing away from goal, finds Kobzev, back to Searle. Colombo's got loads of space. Instead, he's gone to Kobzev. Kobzev plays it back to Colombo, back to Kobzev. We're desperately trying to find ourselves a third, and it's Santaland's got there. Santaland does have the third. I feel bad for Kobzev. He's hit the bar and the post now in the space of about 10 minutes. But look on the bright side, Kobzev. Next season, you might be playing in the Premier League. You're probably going to get loaned out, but you're going to be getting loaned out from a Premier League team. We're still not done. We are still playing. We've only got 3 minutes left to play. Barton to Santaland, back to Osmich. Are we going to make it 4? Allen to Kobzev. Plays it on the ground to nobody. Terrible pass from the Ukrainian. It's a big kick over the halfway line by the goalkeeper. Charrier chests it. Now Uriah. Barton. We're going to go for a run down the right. No, we're not. Barton and Osmich passing. Ihatteran. Still not seen a lot of Ihatteran at all in this match. Kobzev on that left-hand side, though. Seen a lot of him since he's come on. Paulie Searle tries to cross it. Hits the defender. And now Preston can possibly counter-attack. Are they going to spoil the party? Let's be honest. Probably not. Because there's like 3 minutes of normal time left to play. They need to score 4 goals. Garside's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Garside makes it 3-1. It's definitely too little too late. The full-time whistle goes, we're not celebrating. Why aren't we celebrating? We've just won the league, right? We've won the league? Am I dumb? Have I just messed up my maths here? Have we not just won the league? 3-1. We've got 3 points. There are 4 games left to play. Which means, I mean, we've done it. Well done. Is this the most, disappointing end to the season? We've won the title. We've won the title. We haven't celebrated. We've won the league. I mean, fair enough. We've won it, basically because Stoke and Fulham can't score goals. But, genuinely, I'm lost for words. We are actually getting promoted. 5 seasons in the Championship. We are finally getting promoted to the Premier League. And we have £40 million to spend. £40 million to spend in our first season in the Premier League. 650k wage budget. To put that into context, that is £200,000 a week more than what we are currently spending. We've basically doubled our wage budget. Stuart Pearce has firmly cemented his status as an iconic figure at Dover. Was I not there anyway? I feel like I should have been there in the first place. I'm in there with Mark McGuinness. It's only me and Mark McGuinness as icons. Jaden Williams and Zach Orr are still favoured personnel. I feel like Rory Allen should join this list at some point. There's plenty of players who realistically I feel like should be on this list. I'm happy Mark McGuinness is there. That's good. Oh, and something else that I kind of didn't mention. We did have Paul Watton as our assistant manager for quite a while. I decided to sack him and bring in Lewis Boamorte. He's not much better, to be honest, but it's Lewis Boamorte. I just like getting ex-Saints players being my assistant manager. Yeah, so that's the thing that happened. So I guess as we've been promoted, or will be being promoted, will be playing in the Premier League next season, the Crab Athletic Ground is probably not big enough again. So can we talk to the board? I mean, we're getting our youth facilities and training facilities done. Build a new one. Just build a new stadium. We need a new stadium. While we're here, let's talk about some other things. So they didn't want to give me a new contract, which I think is kind of a kick in the teeth, John. And they still don't want to give me an under-23s team. I will never get an under-23s team at this rate. And it's taken them a while, but they've come back and said we shouldn't be building ourselves a brand new stadium because there's plenty of room to grow and develop our current one. So, if that's the case, Mr. John, I think that's your name, how about you expand it? It's taken a few more days, but the board have come back and we are getting a stadium expansion, another stadium expansion, which will be completed in October, which is not ideal, which means the first few matches of the season could be played in either a smaller stadium, the current stadium, but a smaller version, or maybe we just go back to the new den. Also, we drew 1-1 with Hull, so we've ruined our recent form because of Hull, who are 21st in the table. I'm going to play the final 3 games and come back to you with the end of season roundup, I think, because basically, it doesn't matter what happens now. And just like that, the season is over, 46 games played. We drew a couple of matches, we won a couple of games. We have finished the season on 104 points, which I'm hoping is a record. It's not. Newcastle got 123. Really? I mean, I guess if you got relegated in the first season with all your money, but that's just nuts, isn't it? Where? What season? 40 wins, 3 draws, 3 defeats. 123 points. And it wasn't even the first or second season. It was 26-27. They went up as champions, obviously, but that's a lot of points. I mean, we've equalled second place, I think. We've equalled third place. Fulham take second place. We've done all right. Also, I would normally leave this till the start of next season, but I've already started bringing in new players, or will be bringing in new players. Jim Gregg is a 24-year-old Northern Irish left-back. He is joining from Bournemouth. He's costing a lot. I'm not going to lie, he's costing a fair amount of money, but he is so much better than what we currently have. So Jim is the first brand new player through the door for our Premier League season. That looks nice, doesn't it? A little trophy, just a little tiny trophy, but there it is. Nonetheless, we are the champions of the championship. New arrivals. We did have quite an upheaval during our season when it comes to brand new players joining the club. A lot's happened, so this takes a bit of time. We spent money, didn't we? We spent a lot of money. That didn't seem to sort it into any particular order. Kobzev, Marinoni, who was rubbish. Barton on loan cost £2 million. Osmich was a good signing, I think. Pedicic, very good signing for the amount we paid. £5 million for Santallan. 12.25 million for Robbie Finnegan. That's a huge spend in the championship, but that is a decent bit of business. Uriah on a free transfer. So many of these players I think have come in as like A's and B's, have been actually pretty decent signings. So we've done well. I think we've had a very good season when it comes to transfers. Also, I want to just mention some loan deals. Keith, 12 goals, playing for York. We got 11 goals out of Lewis Rogers, playing for Eastleigh. This man, Mamadou Diallo at St Etienne, he's got a work permit, so he's going to be returning to us next season. I'm sorry, Luke Matheson, you're probably going to be getting sold. What else happened? There was a few others. Pablo Bruno, 17 goals for Morecambe. He's probably never going to play for us. And Ricky Pilbro, 16 assists down at Blackpool, that's what I said. And Batterino also, 11 goals in just 18 starts at Sunderland. So something's happened. Just going to look at that. That's good, isn't it? 5 years it's taken to get to this point, but 5 years and we are champions. And we had 2 really good spells. Start of the season, 10 or so games undefeated, not even undefeated, no points dropped. Middle of the season was a little bit ropey, and then the end of the season was even better than the start, wasn't it? We did not lose a game in February, March, April or May. That is 4 months. I mean, May we played twice, but still, that is 4 months worth of football where we did not lose a game and we only drew twice. The board weren't best pleased about our FA Cup and our Carabao Cup stuff. Maybe next season, that's something we need to improve on. This screen next year is going to look very, very different. Sponsorship, broadcast revenue, all of this should increase dramatically. I'm looking at the shirt sales. We sold how many Hatteran shirts? That's impressive considering he joined in January. Santallan joined in January as well. So, I mean, that's that's pretty good. In the summer, hopefully those two are going to be selling a lot of shirts. Everyone else is going to still be at the club. Massimo, I might shift on. He was unlucky. He was injured for most of the season. He broke his leg, missed most of the season, so that's why you didn't see much of him. He might still be good enough next year. And team of the season, there's a weird name in there. It's not weird, but Conor Ryan isn't our player anymore. It should arguably be Santalan, but I guess Conor Ryan did score a lot of goals before we sold him to Palace. It's what you'd expect, isn't it? Mercado also in there, not our player anymore. But yeah, he was very good for the first half of the season. Also, that's probably the most amount of Manager of the Months I've ever won in a season. August, September, February, March and April, which is the start and the end of the season. Record breaker, Paulie Searle, 284 appearances, dethroned Jaden Williams for the most appearances. That is good to see. Anything else? Uriah, centre-back, getting the world's greatest award there at the bottom. Competition, player of the season, goes to McGuinness. Young player of the year goes to Romain Charrier. Dean Evans from the Dover Football Post, which is an oddly specific newspaper for such a small part of the country. What Dover did this season, in spite of their mid-season mini collapse, will go down in history. It will. Not as well as the Newcastle's 123 points, but still, we are finally in the Premier League. And I think I'm going to take some time at the end of this episode to kind of just, not reminisce, but take a look at some of these players here, because some of them are still playing. In fact, I imagine most of them are still playing. Hayden Muller was a key part of our team, and arguably selling him for what we did for £7 million kind of helped propel us a little bit further. He's still playing for Derby. We've got McGuinness. We've got Zach Orr, who has returned to England, spent some time back in his native Nigeria, returning now at Forest Green. Who else? We've got Silko Thomas. He's at Swansea. He's actually playing, which is a surprise. Zach Brown. Do you remember him? Zach Brown, who hasn't kicked a ball for us since 25-26, and he only played 3 games. He's not really played for us since the Vanarama National Mirror Premier League side, and he's still in our team of our overall best 11. That's going to change soon. We've got Paulie Searle, we've got Dean Laird, we've got Rob Street. I forgot about Rob Street. He just retired. And by Dye spent a season at QPR in the Premier League, and I mean, he's still very good, isn't he? He's still very good. We are going to meet him again, unless... Did QPR go down? I don't know why I assume they did. They still could go down. There's still a couple of games to play in the Premier League. I could have waited. To sign the Bournemouth player, because if they got relegated, he might cost a bit less money. It's done now, isn't it? You know, I could have just looked at this, and it would tell me where people are. Leon Pambu, playing at Cannes. He's not bad, is he? He's not great, but he's not bad. Arguably one of our longest standing players now is Theo Corbino. Obviously Paul Searle is there, but we had him on loan. Corbino's been here since the start of the Championship. He is going to get his opportunity in the Premier League. He played once in the Premier League, apparently, for Wolves. But yeah, TC, we are going to see him next season. It might be the last season we see him, but he's going to get a chance. Right, what do the board want next season? Fight bravely against relegation. That's fine. That's kind of what I was expecting to do. And just play defensive. John Miller, play defensively solid football, possession football, high tempo, make the most of set pieces, and entertaining football is all required in the Premier League. You want us to be defensively solid, possession football, high pressing football, and you want us to fight bravely. Defensively solid, fight bravely. I mean, if we're doing that, we're definitely doing that one. Well, would you look at that? We get to pick where we go for our pre-season training. France it is. Just jump on the ferry. Oh, a whole load of other things. That's an interesting one. Expansion plans. So, we've increased our revenue. That's good. We've cleared the debts, which is also very good. We've been hit with a tax bill, which is no surprise to anybody whatsoever, because we made a lot of money. Commercial summary. It's basically what we've already seen, although these are different. These are different from what it said earlier. Fair enough. Scout budget, don't care. And stadium expansion plans. We're going to the Amex. Okay, we're going to the Amex. So we are expanding to 12,500 capacity, which I think is probably on par with Bournemouth Stadium, which it's still pretty small, isn't it? 7,750 seats. To be installed in some of the standing areas. Fair enough. I guess that makes sense because it's all-seater in the Premier League. Cool. We're off to Brighton. Is it bigger than the Den or the new Den? Might be. 30. I think it is, isn't it? I think it's definitely bigger than the new Den. Is it closer? Probably not. And to end this episode and this season, we are going to talk about Andrew Bean, who is going to be a new signing for our first season in the Premier League. Signing from Everton, 26 years of age, just turned 26 a month or so ago. He's costing £11 million, which is not the cheapest, but he's very, very good playing in the middle of the pitch. That's going to be the goal, I think, for Mr. Bean. Oh, I've just put that... I genuinely didn't plan that. We're signing Mr. Bean. Well, anyway, Mr. Bean is going to be very good in the middle of the pitch. Well, that is going to do it then for Season 11. Season 5 in the Championship. We are done with the Championship. Moving on up to the Premier League. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Just a quick reminder as well, I do have membership set up. You don't need to do it, don't worry about it. And yeah, I will see you back in the Premier League. We've never been there. I'll see you in the Premier League with Dover. And trying to not get relegated, I guess, is the plan. Thanks for watching.